can I just say, wild. Wild that we are almost at the end of 2023. I like woke up yesterday and was in shock, realizing that there was only 2 months in the year left. And there's a lot that I want to get done by the end of this year. And so I thought I would share that with you and share a bit about my new planner that I've been using recently. You guys, this may be the best planner I've ever found, ever. I'm in awe at how much I love this planner. But if you know anything about my planning journey, I've made a few videos about planning and then my systems in general on this channel before. But I've kind of over the past few years been figuring out my rhythm in terms of how to organize my life. And I know every time I bring something new up, I'm like, this might be it, but guys, this legit might be it. So to start, I'm just gonna jump in and show you this planner. Hopefully this angle is good, but this is the Laurel Denise planner. This is the undated version because I was too impatient to wait for the 2024 dateds to come out, and I felt like I needed a change sooner rather than later. So the reason it is horizontal like this is a weird shape for a planner, I know, is because of the way that the system works. So I'm gonna show you a blank spread real quick. This is the reason why I love this planner so much and why I'm excited to show you guys how I use it. I'm the kind of person who needs to see everything at once. So what interested me about this planner is that it has everything visible all at once. So over here you have the month, which obviously for the undated, I have to put the dates in and blah, 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 fill all that information in. So you have your monthly calendar. Then you have your weeks, which I got the vertical weekly. They also have horizontal ones, but basically this is all your days of the week plus a weekly to-do list. And just each week you just flip a page over and you can see that week, but you're never covering up the month, which I love so much. You also have a monthly to-do list over here. And then at the back of all of this, you just have dot grid. So this is just note space, and there's some stuff in the back. I'm not gonna go through a full-on planner tour because that's not what this is. I just wanted to show you real quick what the dealio is so that whenever I start using it, you understand what's happening. Let us jump into how I have been using this planner by starting with my November. Ta-da! Okay, sorry, I realized I had a location here that I would prefer not to share. So this is all filled out already. I have all of my weeks filled out with the stuff that I do on a weekly basis. So on my monthly calendar, I'm not putting in the things that I know every Monday I do this. I'm not crowding the space with this. This is more like the one-off events. Like for example, this weekend I have a market that I'm going to. Long trips. So this is our Thanksgiving. It's by the way, only so long because both of us have the flexibility to work wherever we want. Basically, my husband works from home. And some of this I'm going to be filling out with you today. So let's start with the month. I do need to add birthdays because I don't think I've added birthdays yet to November. The only reason I have stuff here is part of I was setting up for this video, but also as things come up, I just flip to where it needs to go and add it. So I have the stuff that I know is happening in right now. So actually so I need to vote on that Tuesday. Also, by the way, sorry, this is chaotic. So how this is gonna work, I'm gonna go through my November, add the dates that I need to add, like the birthdays. I'm gonna do the same for December, and then I'm gonna go through a list that I have of all the things that I want to accomplish by the end of the year. That way I can just see it all in one place, and I can figure out where that's gonna fit in the schedule, and I'm gonna do that with you guys so you can see how my brain works. So we've got election day. I know this is a birthday. This is also a birthday. And then that's the only birthday that I know of in December. I need to add, I have a 3-day market in December, which is intimidating, but also exciting. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Okay, and then the last thing I need to add for December is we finally made our Christmas plans. So when we're traveling to Texas, so I'm just going to add that. And again, this is happening because we can work from home, by the way. And then we'll be leaving again. I know this is a Sunday, but it just made more sense in my brain to just put them together because they're the same weekend. But we're gonna be gone this weekend anyways. Actually, you know what? I think because of that, I'm just gonna continue that like that. And I get to show these off real quick. I bought erasable highlighters. Yes, erasable highlighters. And this pen is erasable as well. If you're freaked out by the fact that I'm writing my planner in pen, it's because I can just like do this whenever I want to. And there it goes. Boom, it's gone. So we have our baseline. We know when I'm going to be out. We know what weekends I'm doing busy things. Now let's get to all the things I want to accomplish by the end of the year. So I've jotted down all of the things that I definitely know I want to finish by the end of the year on this little note thing, which that's what I ripped off to cover that. How I like to do this system is, you know, we have our high view of the month. We have our dialed in view of the stuff that I'm doing during the week. If I have things scheduled, I put it in these brackets like this, and then in between, I will put my to-do list. The to-do list becomes a scheduled event, although I'm not time blocking, because every time I try to time block, I just screw everything up because I either don't get everything done on the list and then I feel like I failed, or I don't put enough in the time block and then I'm like, all right, now what do I do? But I'm not gonna be working much in the weekly spreads for this video because this is kind of something that I look at like the week before. So we're gonna be working kind of on the monthly view for this video though, just because I want to categorize these things by month. That way I can make sure that I have enough time to actually do all of the things that I want to do. So the first thing that I do is I block off a little space at the end, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do that for both. And this is gonna be for my monthly goals. So for example, and this is definitely something I know I wanna do, read 2 books, and then I will give myself 2 little places to like check those things off. But this is something I will probably fill out. I definitely am not going to fill out December's goals at the moment, but we will be filling out our to-do list. So first things first, another aspect of this planner is I made myself a chore schedule at the back. So this is sort of going to be my basis for knowing what sort of cleaning things I need to be doing. So since this is the 4th quarter, we're in month 2, these are the things that I need to be doing in November at some point. And that just helps me keep track of all of the like little things that you don't really think of when it comes to cleaning. Like I got my daily stuff, like this I don't really need here. I know I need to do the dishes. I can see when that happens, but when the heck am I supposed to clean my garbage disposal? You know, like I wake up one day and I'm like, oh no, it's been 6 months since I've wiped down the inside of the fridge. Stuff like that. I just need a reminder. We're just gonna jot that down. Okay, we've got November, we've got December. Boom. This I know is going to be happening in December, so I'm going to add that to December. I would like to gather sort of my tax information, or the stuff that I'm going to need for my taxes, because it's going to be complicated this year. I had to go and start a small business and be self-employed and make everything complicated. This is also something that's definitely a December thing. And this is kind of how my brain works too, is I'm leaning towards the December stuff because I'm kind of unconsciously working backwards. These things I know have to happen in December, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put them in December. So yeah, I would like to come up with a rough market schedule for 2024. That way I can keep an eye on when deadlines are to apply to different things, because that was something that I ran into this year. I was sort of taking markets as they came along because I didn't have a ton of upfront money to pay all the booth fees that for all of the markets that I wanted to do. So I would sort of just like sign up for one market, go to that market, make some money. With the extra money I had left over, sign up for the next market, etc., etc. This time, I think I'm gonna be in a place where I can book some of that a little bit earlier in 2024. And while we're on the subject of my crochet business, I do need to make a market prep list for the market that I'm doing in December. This is the 3-day market, and I definitely want to be on top of making sure I have enough inventory for that, because that's going to be super important in making sure that I can actually, you know, make my booth fee back and pay myself for my time. So that I need to do in November, and I'm probably going to have that be actually right here, because that's what I've been doing, is I've sort of been using this space for just general note things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a little heading for this market. And then I can just like jot things down here. Specifically, I'm gonna do that after this market so that I can reevaluate how much inventory I have, how much I need, and that'll just give me a better idea, because that's the last market I have before this Christmas market here. On to writing. I just finished Project Game. I was thinking about trying to revise Project Game for NaNoWriMo, but I don't think I'm quite ready to pick that book up again. I sort of explained how I'm feeling about that book at the end of my last video, so you can check that out if you want. But in the midst of writing that book, I actually did have a lot of ideas for Project Shadows and Project Fire. Now, Project Fire is shelved. I think it is still shelved, but I'm gonna treat it as one of those things that if I have free time, I am totally okay with jumping back into that project and working on it. But that's gonna be fully just like a self gratification thing. Like, that's gonna be for me and me alone. This book is no longer on my I plan to publish path, and maybe it jumps back on that eventually, but I'm not going to put any like scheduled energy into Project Fire. So I may be jumping in and out of Project Fire in November to December, but I don't have any to-dos for that. I'm not gonna be making any writing goals. We're just gonna see what happens with that. Project Shadows, however, is currently being queried, but after taking a step back and reflecting, I think it would be better pitched as a duology than a trilogy. So I'm going to rewrite the end of Project Shadows to better suit a duology, which means I'm also going to have to redo my query package, not entirely, but some parts of my query package, and I need to do all of that before I send out my next round of queries. So obviously this has to happen first. Rewrite Project Shadows and visualizing. These are just tasks. I could like dedicate one day to finishing all of the, like, my monthly chores. So this isn't gonna be a huge time suck. This is a task too, but it's gonna be a little bit more involved in terms of actually completing the list. So this is gonna be a huge time suck. This is probably gonna be what a lot of my November focus is on. But the problem is I really don't wanna be sending out my third round of queries in December. That is a recipe for disaster. Like, it's already bad enough that I'm thinking about doing it in November. This is literally the worst time to query because everyone is going on holiday. But at the same time, it's like, it's in the inbox. They'll get there when they get there. I really don't have much going on in December because these are also just basically all tasks. None of these are big time intensive things, and I'm not going to be doing much crocheting in December because I have nothing upcoming, and I don't plan to have anything upcoming until probably spring. Oh, that's one thing I need to do in November is plan Black Friday sale. I do need to plan a Black Friday sale and more specifically decide if I'm gonna do one or not, and if so, what the dealio is with that. So I think what's gonna end up happening is I will get partially through a rewrite of the end and then finish out this task in December, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these on my November to do. I'm just gonna kind of jot them down here as like a get to it if you get to it. But these aren't like make or break things that have a deadline. I have other things that have deadlines that I need to get to. So we're gonna put those down there, and then if I don't get them done, I will just add them to my December to-dos. So we've got that, we've got that, we've got that. The other two things I have on here is I do need to plan for my November videos. And then these are Christmas gifts that I plan on making. And because I'm gonna be doing so much crocheting in November, I'm just gonna go ahead and plan on making those gifts in December. I'm not gonna say whose they are on the off chance that that person is watching this right now. So I'm just gonna leave space for a name, and I'll add that in after I'm done. done filming this video. All right, cool. The last thing to do is plan my November videos. I have some ideas for December, but we're just gonna do November real quick. So the way that I do that is I've started uploading on Sundays because that just works better for my brain. I'm gonna give myself just a little, I'm gonna go ahead and add that one in. So this one is gonna be my episode 5 of my middle grade, which if you're watching this, that has already come out. I'm gonna upload this video on the 5th, I believe. I was thinking about doing a market vlog, so I think that I am gonna do that next week. And also, just so you know, I'm trusting you guys with this information. As you may know, I haven't been super great with my upload schedule this year in general. So if something happens and you do not see these videos go up on these days, there are a lot of other videos to watch on YouTube. I'm sure you can find something else, and I pre-apologize, but I don't think that will be an issue though at the moment. So market vlog, and then I'm kind of iffy on what I want to do for this one, so I am just gonna leave this one blank for now. I have an idea, but I don't want to write it in at the moment, especially because I'm still trying to decide. So that's November. For December, I will do the same thing, and then I'm gonna not upload on Christmas Eve, so we're just gonna have 3 videos in December. That's also why this one is blank, by the way. And those I will figure out at a later date because it is not time for me to plan December yet. But if you have any suggestions for stuff you want to see in December, let me know. And that is the last thing on my list. So how do you like it? I freaking love this thing. It's just everything that I need. I can visualize it all. And I know some people like get super fun and creative with their planners. I would love to be that person. I would love to like spend time decorating and making everything like aesthetic, but I'm just such an efficiency girl. Like, this is just the way my brain works. I just want to like do things in the most efficient way possible. So I just got myself a black pen, and that's all we need. We got some subtle colors just to sort of differentiate things on the monthly. Let me know what your goals are for the end of the year. What do you want to accomplish before 2023 is over? That still feels really weird to say. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye! Oh, I'm too far from the camera to do the thing, so we're just gonna fade to black.